that are on BT, Sisters, what is Divorce Sisters, the Black White House, so I've seen the titles and I've looked at it a little bit, but it's kind of catnip to some people in the community, and it's not enhancing our overall image. It's kind of pulling us back. That's just my opinion. Kind of like you, Kendra. I'm not a Tyler Perry fan of his Medea stuff, but I'll watch it. I mean, some of it's actually clever if you're paying attention to the underlying message, but it's very formulaic and sometimes it can be pedantic. Um, so that I know this is a big subject and we're covering a lot of ground, but it all comes back to it. So Chandus, with your projects coming up, what's I know you just talked about your earlier pitches. Do you have any more pitches that you're looking at, or anything that we can hopefully look forward to seeing?
Wow. Well, man, yeah, I mean, I'm always developing and pitching stories and ideas. I just had a pitch a couple of weeks ago at CBS. Unfortunately, it was a pass. It was a medical procedural drama set at Walter Reed, and but we're taking it to other buyers. I always tell people in this industry, it's just some of it is a numbers game, but Stranger Things went out to 19 different buyers, and all of them passed before they got to Netflix. So it's all about just playing that game of persistence and just knowing what you got is good content. But yeah, I'm working on something now that is a historical piece, and I'm also looking to do some playwriting. So that's something that I like for the immediacy of it, and I think that the aspect of not having to, because film and television to get things set up, it's like R&D for in a pharmaceutical space. Something that's on the air now, they were developing that possibly a year or two before. That's just how it happens. And so that's the thing that you have to, deal with, knowing that if I did sell something today, it won't come on the air until 2027, maybe 2028. But and that's just how it is. And so something that aligns with what I like as an artist is playwriting or even writing some fiction.
Did we talk? Did we rehearse this? Because I was just going to ask you about your favorite genre that you prefer to write.
We did not. No, we did not rehearse this. But my favorite genre is actually I'll be honest, it's anything for Denzel. Anything for Denzel Washington. I can write. I can write it all day long. As Ray has already mentioned, I come from the military. When I wrote something that actually brought me out here, just to kind of, and I don't, Dre, I don't know if I ever told my coming to Hollywood story, if
No,
that makes.
please.
So, um, about, geez, what is it now? So maybe about 18 years ago, I was in New Jersey working in finance for Johnson and Johnson, and Melina at the time was in grad school at Columbia, and I would take writing classes, and in the city, Gotham Writers Workshop, and I took some classes on writing short fiction, but also on playwriting, and I got the great idea that I would start writing screenplays because I'm like, I could do a better job than some of the movies that I would see. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And probably, and I joined a writers group as well. For maybe about 2 years, I would write scripts and send them off to these Hollywood contests and Hollywood fellowships. And I didn't hear anything. One day in, I want to say maybe 2007, 2008, I was driving home on the 270, or I think that 278 or whatever. I was in New Jersey driving home, and I get a call, and I'm like, man, that's a number I don't recognize. But anyway, I got a call from Buena Vista Pictures, got a call from Disney, and they're like, hey, the script you wrote has been going around. And I'm like, well, who is this? And lo and behold, it was the creative team at Disney and they asked me if I had time to talk about my writing and all that. So I pulled over on the side of the road and ended up kind of getting an interview. That's kind of what happened. They asked me my favorite directors, my writers, all that kind of other stuff that I admired. And the next day, I got a call to say, "Hey, we want to fly you out to LA." And so, within a week, to take a general meeting with the development team. And so, lo and behold, I called in sick in the finance job, and I flew out to LA. That's what happened. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling well," but I was in LA, right? And and got invited to come in, and I went. First of all, the interview was all intimidating because they were bringing in people to work on these. Disney is a very factory approach in their creative element. You come in and they still have Walt's fingerprints there, but everyone, it's not just one person writing things. You're kind of tag teaming. But anyway, they were working on this movie called College Road Trip and some other stuff. And that was a movie with Raven Simone and whatever. But
and
the
and,
people
and
that
Martin too.
that's Martin, that's right. And the pig came later. They were not testing well, so they had to come back and redo that with the pig. So that's how the pig got in. Um, but in any case, people were from SC and all these other film programs, and they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Well, I worked in finance." And lo and behold, I ended up getting an offer to come out and write in-house in a writing fellowship for Disney. That's what brought me out. And I say that to say that when they read my script, they said your voice felt authentic. It felt real, to know that you didn't go to any writing program. And that's basically it. I always initially felt insecure about that, but this kind of is going to tie back into what I guess we're all talking about today is that the authenticity that brought them people that had been reading, and I think they got over 2,000 submissions for to bring into the fellowship type of thing, and they only picked four people, and I was one of the four. To bring in that authenticity is what they felt they needed, and I didn't know. I just was speaking and writing a truth, and that's really what you want to capture, I think, as a writer, which is that truth. Because when we get something that doesn't ring true, we it doesn't resonate, and I think that's the beauty of it. And so yeah, that's what brought me out.
Right. Hey, that's I like that. I like that. So success happens when luck meets preparation.
That's
You were
that's
you
true, man.
you were prepared for that, and that's but we've known each other over 30 years, so it's not a it I am not so I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because you're good at whatever you do except basketball. You suck at basketball.
No, I'm not good. I was a guy when basketball. I'm not gonna. Yeah, when basketball was getting played, I was a guy with people like, "Hey man, can you hold my watch? Can you hold my this?" Yeah, I was that guy. Yeah. No, no, that's fine.
but it's funny. I think about when we were in the basic course and how we met and how we sitting next to each other, and you, me, and Renee, and then we became one piece, and everybody wanted to hang out with us. It was we kind of knew we had something special, that we had our fun, but we were good at what we did, and everybody seemed to want to hang with us. And you've always had a serious yet intellectual. And I'm not going to say what they used to call you and what they used to call me, but
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, dude, yeah, you probably remember it. No, don't be bringing. This is the. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but anyway, it was I knew you were going to do great things, because even the NBA, when you got out of the 101st, and you
Mhm.
went up to the University of Michigan, I knew you were going to do well, because that's just how you're wired. You're wired for success. And you may grumble, but your products and your talent speaks for itself. And that's what I want everybody to take out of it. Like I said, Chandus didn't grow up in this. He kicked down the door with his talent, and his talent's keeping him there. So if y'all out there in Facebook land and IG land, in YouTube land, in TikTok land, knowing that this guy this guy didn't go he didn't start out thinking of the stars, but he put in his work, he got on his purpose, and he did what he needed to do. And he had his lovely bride by his side doing no to keep him grounded sometimes when he sometimes gets in the clouds. But I definitely it's definitely been a pleasure, Chandus, and I appreciate your expertise. I appreciate everybody who's come on the board. And it's a great deal, and I feel honored that you were willing to be interviewed and talking about your perspective. And I'm sure everybody learned something. I sure did, and I realized I probably watched too much TV. but but go ahead, Chandus. I'm sorry.
No, man, I just want to say I appreciate this. Thank you for that. This is, this is what it's all about. And to me, I just love just telling stories that just can make things a little bit better. And that gives us to what you just, yeah, you can have what I call the potato chips, or you can have the fun, but they give you something that you're going to take away. And so that's what I love doing.
Exactly, exactly. And just let me hear you writing reality TV unless they're paying you a lot.
Oh, I yeah, I haven't jumped into reality yet, man. But if it's
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you. We don't need any more Real Housewives of Compton or you know or Calabasas or anywhere like that. So keep that East Los.
Yeah, well, Real Housewives of Arlington, that has a nice ring to it.
That's all. It's all good. It's all good. So we're coming up to the close of our show, and I just want to thank everybody for coming on. And usually we have a panel type discussion. I'm glad we were able to do this. This shows that we're able to talk about different topics and bring people on. And if you like that, just let me know. Just let me know you got my socials, you got my emails. Before we go, I'm going to talk to my fellow co-hosts. I'm going to start off with Miss Apple.
Good night, everyone. Chandis, I just want to let you know I'm a big fan because Bull is one of my all-time favorite shows, and I'm happy to meet you because you did well on that show. Everyone else, this was very interesting, very informative, very entertaining. As usual, a great, great, great show. And y'all enjoy the rest of your night.
I saw his name. I watched a season 5 episode. It's the one where where Bull's trying to get debating whether he's going to the Christmas tree, and one of his investigators was trying to catch her flight. He wrote that because that's where I saw his name. I was like, oh, I know him.
Were you on a cruise? You said you were on. Was that
Well, yeah, I was doing some things. I was doing
it?
some things, but like I said, I was watching TV and that happened. Next, I'm gonna talk to Chocolate Pearl if she's still on.
Yeah, I'm still here. Um, Thank y'all for coming on, and I'm sorry that I was not as active as I usually am, but I'm trying to handle some personal business and be on the show at the same time. So, but thank you, everybody. Don't forget to share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
And I want to thank everybody who's come on tonight. Like I said, I really enjoyed this, and hopefully I can have you back at another time, Chandis. And don't forget to telephone or tell your friend that DFG is back again. And one thing I want to tell y'all, if you can't laugh at yourself, find somebody to laugh at y'all. Find somebody else to laugh at. Y'all be good and have a great evening. Peace out.